Welcome back, and today we're going to talk about how I like to upgrade my PC for as cheap as possible, and sometimes, if I'm lucky, even free. And Techno Eclipse's 6th video, I believe. If you were one of the 7 people to watch my last video, you know that I recently upgraded my computer to the GTX 1063GB model. I bought this specific card for $160. You can see it on the screen now. And I knew that it was a very good deal and that I could make money on it. And if you see on the screen now, again, that I'm actually selling it currently right now on eBay, it's at $260. So I knew that I had to sell this thing. It's very powerful. It's the most powerful graphics card I've ever had. But it was probably too powerful for what I do. I don't really game or anything. So unfortunately I had to sell it. But the reason I sold it is because I'm going to upgrade my PC for basically free with the profits I make from this card right here. So if you see on my screen here, you can see that this is my card. It's listed, the current bid is $260. And if you do a quick number crunch, that's about from the 160 originally, I think I'm going to make around 60 bucks right there at least after fees and stuff, because fees eat into everything. But with that $60 to $70 that I'm gonna have, I can go out and purchase a different graphics card. I was looking on Micro Center's website and I see that there's a GT 1030. It's not nearly as powerful as the 1060, I understand that, but like I said, I don't play a lot of games, for 76 bucks. So I bought that graphics card, sold it for a profit of $70. And that's going to allow me to buy another graphics card for $70 to $80 and basically pay $10 for an upgraded graphics card. At the time of this video, I didn't even have a graphics card in my system. I had to sell the GT 730 from the first video or second video. So I sold that, so now I don't have a graphics card. I'm just using the internal graphics from my i5 4570. And that's fine for what I do, just basic video editing. And the occasional, I think I play a 2005 game, so it's not like I need anything too special. But like I said, I can buy this $76 graphics card and sell this one for a profit of $100, and then after fees, 80 bucks. And that's awesome. That's definitely gonna give me a free graphics card. So you might be asking yourself, oh, this isn't possible for me. It's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? I can't find a deal that's good. Blah 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 blah. But you can. I did. I'm not anything special, you know what I mean? I just look on Craigslist once or twice a day, maybe. I just type in GTX. Scroll through, see if there's any graphics cards. I type in like computers and see if there's anything that's like a little bit too low, and then I'd be like, okay, I can buy that and sell it and make 20 bucks. And it's like, okay, I got $20 more to spend to upgrade this computer here. So I added 4 megabytes of RAM one time for like 25 bucks, and it was basically a free upgrade because of what I had sold before that to get that. That's why I definitely suggest doing something like this. And there's always people selling something for a little bit lower than what it's worth because they may not know. So like this guy didn't know that the crypto miners love this card. You know what I mean? They love this 1060 because of like the low power and the hashes per second is the best for the watts it uses or whatever. I don't know. I don't mind. I just read articles about it sometimes. But so they love this card. So I knew that they loved this card here, and I thought, okay, I can take this card and buy it for 160 bucks. I used it for a little bit. It was awesome. I could play most games, that I wanted to play. I play Battlefront 2, the original, and that's basically it. I don't have GTA 5 anymore, so I don't really play that, but it was able to handle every game I threw at it and every task I threw at it, so it was great, but I don't need it, so I'm just gonna sell it, move back down a couple of levels, but get a card that's still fine. That's gonna definitely do everything I need to do, and I'm gonna get it for free, So how do I know that you can sell some things for more money than others? That's, someone selling this for $100 and I can actually sell it on eBay for $200, or it's worth more than that. People on Craigslist tend to lowball you a lot, so I never really like to sell stuff on Craigslist because the marketplace is a lot smaller. But eBay, I know you get the fees taken away, but the marketplace is a lot bigger, so more people want this item. So in my opinion, that drives the price up about the same price that the fees take away. So it doesn't really matter, and as long as you're okay shipping stuff, then you should be fine. But I have a couple of like secrets on how I find out that one graphics card is worth this specific amount of money, or the specific thing is worth this much money. So what I use is I search eBay. So let's just say I search for a GTX 1060, and let's go down to the 3GB model here. So I'll search, I see 329, I see 389, I see 289. So I see all these things. $600, $829, because this is sponsored, so they can charge 5 times the price. But what I do is I go to sold listings on the bottom left. Okay, and I see, okay, 271. This had bids at 271. So this I know that this card right here, the Asus version of this card is worth $271 because this ended. It's literally ended like 2 hours ago today. So I know that people are willing to pay that much money today because there are 10 bids on it. This one's a buy it now. That scares me a little bit because I'm not sure if that actually sold. Because when you do sold, it also normally clicks the completed listings. But I think this actually might just be all sold listings, which is cool. But on my phone, when I look, it's when you click sold listings, it also counts completed. But I always just like to look at the bids because that makes me a lot more comfortable when I look at something like that. So like this one right here, another 328, 295, 250. This only had one bid. They must have had a bad listing or something. 295, 305. So I'm just looking at this and I see all of these super high 305, 225, but this one's probably broken. 280. So all that stuff you could see is worth that much money. But so what I do is it's really simple. It's just a simple like calculation. So you just go here, and then you just whoops. I'm not sure if this is still recording the screen. I think it is. So you'll just take, okay, so let's say this one 271. So I just do 271 times 0.87. So eBay takes 10% off of shipping and whatever else like what they bid it for, and PayPal takes 3%. So you just multiply that by 0.287. So that's $235, and then you can just subtract it out. You know, it's $75. So right there, if mine sells for $271, I'll make $75 instead of just the $70 that I said. So I do stuff like that because I know I see that this profit margin is huge. It's like a 30 to 40% margin there. So if it does sell a little bit lower than that, then I'm gonna be fine because I'll make $50 instead of 75. But if it sells a little bit higher than that, like one of these ones did for 300, then you know I'm gonna make actually more money instead of the the 75 I was supposed to make. So that's why that's how I check to make sure that what I'm buying is actually worth more than what the people on Craigslist are listing it for. So you might not find a deal like this on your Craigslist or your local ads, but just be patient, just keep looking. You might find something similar to this. You might not make $70, but if you make 20 and you do that 3 or 4 times, and that's 60, $80. There you go, $80 to put towards a new CPU, a new RAM. Because then if you upgrade something that you already have, so if I were to upgrade the CPU in my system right now, I could probably sell it for like $80. I'd probably get about $80 for it. Something special to 4570. So if I sold that right now, I could get about $80. And if I was trying to upgrade that, I would try to find something to buy and sell, to upgrade that, or buy a system with parts that I could sell for a little bit more. So if I found a system with like RAM, a graphics card, an i5, 4590K or 4690K, I could use the parts from that system, sell those, and then sell my CPU and probably recoup most of the losses. And I'm upgrading my CPU for $20-$30 instead of upgrading it for $200 and then selling the CPU and upgrading it for $120 if you do that kind of math. But so for example, I just wanted to show you that it is possible still. This one's for $375. It's got the i5 4690K. It's got a motherboard, it's got water cooled, it's got an R9 290, that's pretty good for mining. It's probably $120. 600 watt power supply, that's worthless, but it's got a great motherboard, it's got a great CPU, and it looks like it's probably got 8 gigabytes of RAM. So what I would do here is take this and put it into my system, and I probably would seal this motherboard too, because my motherboard's kind of lousy, but I probably would take these two things, and then I'd sell the RAM. 8 gigabytes of DDR3 is probably like 60 bucks, maybe like 50. And then I would sell this graphics card for maybe 130, so that puts me at about 180 for those two things. And I'd probably try to get this guy down to 300, I bet, because it looks like there's a problem with it. So I could probably get this for 300, get him down to 300. So then I'd be selling those two things for, 180 bucks. And then I would take the CPU and motherboard for my system and sell those as a, together. I could probably get 80 for the CPU, 40 for the motherboard, so 120. So then we're looking at $300 right there. There's fees and stuff if I sell all that on eBay, so maybe after all that's said and done, I might sell it off for, let's say I get 250 bucks back, but that would be upgrading to a vastly superior CPU, a much better motherboard for 50 bucks. That's what I would do. So that's just to prove that it's possible. I found one on Craigslist. It took me 2 minutes to find this real fast. So just pay attention. Always be checking. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you upgrade your PC for as cheap as possible? Maybe something that's not free, but as cheap as possible. But, actually getting solid gains from it instead of just buying one stick of RAM that's like 2 gigabytes and it's 20 bucks. You know what I mean? I want to hear how you upgrade your PC for not just from no graphics card to a 1030, but maybe you go from a 1060 to a 1080 and you actually do it for like a fair price, like $100 bucks. So I just want to hear your thoughts down below. Check out my site, technicalclips.com. I post there 3-4 times a week. Sorry I didn't post earlier this week. My girlfriend's aunt's dog got out, so we were looking for him all week, but he's found. Took 5 days, but he's safe. So you hear my dog in the background a lot of the time, her collar walking around, so we love our dogs. And I'll see you in the next one.